Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president again.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at...
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199, and I'm happy to see all of you here tonight. I want to thank the few people that are here because I lost almost all of my audience last night. I pissed my entire audience off, and they have been really, really mad at me. There was a lot of tweets, there was a lot of letters, there was a lot of emails, and if we break 50 viewers tonight, I'll be lucky. Okay, I'll be lucky if we break 50 viewers tonight, because wow, oh wow, were you guys mad at me? And I totally understand. But when you have a big time YouTuber like Gary bullying you, you really just have no choice. Gary basically just, when I told him I didn't feel like going live, he just sent a screenshot of his subs and he's like, don't fuck with me. I'm like, yes, sir, Mr. Leader of everything. And so I had to do it. So it wasn't really my decision. But hi, everyone. Welcome in. It was a rough one last night. Okay, it was a rough one. And yeah, there's a lot going on. Eric Adams was just indicted in New York. So we're going to have to talk about that. And yeah, it didn't stop you from uploading your reaction to that piece of shit. That is true. That is true. I did. You got to blame Danky for that one, though. You got to blame Danky for that one. But yes, Brock dropped 20 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Let's see. I'm not mad at Jeremy for saying NSYNC is better than Backstreet Boys. NSYNC is better than Backstreet Boys. We only talk about alpha male topics here at CobraCast, and NSYNC was better than Backstreet Boys, okay? alpha male discussions happening here on CobraCast 199. Okay. So there you go. But thank you, Brock, for the 20 gifted memberships. Dude, it's been a wild day. Okay. It's been a wild day. And I think that sometimes, I don't know, man. I think sometimes I have to remember that everybody doesn't like get me and my personality online. I don't know. It's just been a day. It's been a day on Twitter. So obviously you guys know Twitter, you know, the place where all the positivity happens. It's been a day. And I got into a back and forth with Nina Infinity. And I'm saying this right now, I'm clipping this once again. Okay. I have no problem with Nina Infinity. I had a disagreement with her. I got into my typical back and forth on Twitter, and that's it. Everybody's freaking out, thinking that the world is coming to an end, and everybody's making up reasons as to why I'm arguing with her. I have nothing against Nina at all. Nina has always been great to me. She's always been nice. It simply was just a fucking Twitter argument, something I have done a lot lately, and but it was nothing against her. I seriously just disagreed with her post, and she kept responding. I kept responding, and that's pretty much all it is. That's really it. So bottom line is people can, you know, whatever. And I'm like, good Lord. So, you know, it is what it is. So, all right. So I am going to drop gifted memberships to the chat since all of you are still mad at me. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And guess how many I'm going to drop? I'm going to drop a 50 bomb on the chat right now. When we hit 2,000 viewers, I will hit a 50 bomb on the chat. Okay. 50 gifted memberships to the chat. As soon as we hit 2,000 live viewers, it's done. Okay. So it will happen. So I'll drop a 50 bomb for the lovely, lovely Snake Pit for putting up with me, talking shit, getting into arguments with people, and just, you know, doing what I normally do. I did tweet this out. Where is it at? Where the fuck is my tweet? Yeah, here it is. Can we all just agree that Twitter is not to be taken seriously? It's a complete shit show where we insult each other to get content for our YouTube channels. Grifting ain't easy. The OG Modern Warfare lobby. Please screenshot this for future references. Thank you. And that's kind of how I view Twitter these days. So it is what it is. So anyway, it's been a complete shit show over there. And I guess like this week I've gotten into fights with, I got in a fight with Legacy Killer, OG gaming YouTuber. We have never spoken before. We got in a fight. I called him like a pussy. I called him retarded. I was calling him all kinds. We have never interacted before. And I'm just calling him all these fucking names. And we go back and forth. And then ultimately, you know, we're cool. I'm like, all right, cool. You insulted me enough. I insulted you enough. It's all good. All good. I talked shit about Act Man, the Act Ma'am, and you know, Act Man reached out to me thinking me to have because I had his back, and he was cool. He was like, keep talking shit about me, man. And I'm like, I will, but no, I mean, so I was cool with that. And I've had quite a few interactions with people that I've either had disagreements with or I don't like or didn't like previously or whatever. And so whatever, man. That's just my mentality these days. Talk shit, have fun, don't take it too seriously, and move forward. That's it, man. That's it. So, okay. So hello, everyone. Welcome in. This is going to be one of the greatest episodes of CobraCast in the history of the internet on this day at this time on this channel, talking about these specific topics. You may not ever see another one. Hail to the Rumble chat, hail to the Kick chat, hail to our audience over on X or Rumble, or I mean X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you call it these days. What is an IDOT and what is Mage? So there's a lot of lore, but IDOT is someone came into our chat and tried to call the chats idiots. They misspelled idiots and said IDOT. So then we took it and ran with it, and now we are known as the IDOTs. The chat is the IDOTs. I'm an IDOT. You're an IDOT. We're all IDOTs. Mage, someone was trying to talk shit about me being a Trump supporter, and instead of saying MAGA, they said Mage. So now I am the Mage of the 199. Typically, we live on the mistakes of people that don't like us around here. So that's pretty much what we do. We live on the mistakes of people that don't like us. That's how it goes. So look at all the IDOTs in the chat. IDOT crew unite. If you go to Geeks and Gamers Clips, a lot of the lore, shout out to 1-800-DANKY. He's been uploading a lot of the lore over there on Geeks and Gamers Clips. He's been doing a phenomenal job at it. So I really appreciate him. Axel Jensen says, this CobraCast is too late for me. Got to go to bed. I'll catch you all, you guys on the replay. 199 fight. Let's go. Thank you, man. Get a good night's rest. Alan Tanasi says, libs be crying wolf, but soon the real wolf will come. All hail the MAGA and the 199 IDOTs. Alan in the house. Cheers, boys and girls. Let's go. Thank you, Alan. Zinni Biscuit says, did this thumbnail inspire Dan Vast's song of the White Wolf? Somebody sent me that one. You guys are sending me a lot of Trump thumbnails, and they're all working very well. So I really appreciate that. Kevin Cron says, why do you hate us, Jeremy? We give, and in return you force us to watch dumb people speaking for several hours. Last night's stream. That stream made us dumber. Well, I got some bad news for you, Kevin Cron, and for the rest of you. Before we hit our 2,000 viewers, if we can make it, I got some bad news because this is what we're going to be reacting to tonight. So, yeah, there we go. That's what we're going to be reacting to tonight. It says my browser just lost connection, so I'm not really sure. Try sharing your screen again. Restart your browser if this continues. But you guys can still see it, so I'm not really sure why. But yeah, we're gonna be reacting to that tonight. So yeah, I guess we shall see. We shall see. The Kamala interview. Yeah, she made some fries. It's so fucking bad, dude. It really is. Like words can't describe how fucking bad it is. I just want to show you guys a quick sample of that too. Okay. You got to see this. Like, it's amazing. It really is. The interview is a disaster for her. Okay. But this is a quick sample of what we're going to be witnessing tonight. Okay, here we go. No sound? There's no sound? What the fuck? I guess I got to reshare my screen then. Okay, well, let's see what happens here, okay? We may have an issue that I may have to deal with. So let's see. That must be the notification that I got. So, all right, stop sharing my screen. Okay. And then let's see what happens here. Okay, share my screen. Bookmarks. All right, I'll be right back. I've got to restart. So this chat is takeover. Chat is takeover. God damn it. I got to restart. I hope the stream doesn't end. Chat is takeover. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. Give me just a second here. Let's see if we can get this fired up. Okay. All right, it worked. It worked. I think we're good. Okay. Yes, we are back. And I put the be right back screen because I thought that it might happen. All right. So let's see if we're here. Audio sounds gay now. Because I'm talking, is that why? All right, let's see if that works. Okay, I think we're good now. And I think I do owe you guys, don't I? Do I owe you all gifted memberships? Are we there yet? Did we hit 2,000 live viewers? I think we did. So let me pull it. I got to get everything set back up. Jesus Christ. Why the fuck do people watch this show? Like, I really don't understand why anybody watches this show. What an absolute disaster this is. What an absolute disaster. Okay. All right. You guys want your gifted memberships? Are you ready? You ready? Because I love you, chat. Because you're the best chat on the internet. There you go, right there. Okay? Boom. Did it go through? Did it go through? Look at that, everybody. D-Day Cobra. What a generous young man. D-Day Cobra drops 50 gifted memberships. Look at that. Woo! What a nice guy. What a nice, respectable guy. He probably never talks shit on Twitter. Probably never gets in unnecessary fights and arguments. What a really genuinely nice guy he is. What a nice guy. So there we go. Okay, so back to regularly scheduled program. My apologies for the delay, but let's see if we can actually get this video to work now. So here we go, right here. Boom. Tell me if you guys can hear this.
Almost every day seems to be talking about this. So I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay. Now the other job. But
it was not a small job. Like, I did the fries. I mean, yes.
Okay, for a small period of time. But then let me ask about a big job.
But to your point, if you don't mind, before you get to the big job, there's a part of the reason I even talk about having worked at McDonald's is because there are people who work at McDonald's in our country who are trying to raise a family. I worked there as a student. I was a kid who worked there trying to raise families and pay rent on that. And I think part of the difference between me and my opponent includes our perspective on the needs of the American people and what our responsibility then is to meet those needs.
There's no record of her working at McDonald's. There's no record. By the way, the best answer was, yes, the audio is working, unfortunately, meaning you had to listen to Kamala. But that's the hard-hitting interview that I guess we got tonight with, Kamala Harris and the mainstream media. But there's a couple of the clips, unfortunately, that we're going to have to react to. But first, let me catch up on some of these. River Miles with a 50 and says, where's my geeks and nerds at Trump 2024? By the way, I do think that video is ratioed. Let me look that up real quick. What was it? Geeks and nerds for Harris. Let's see if that thing's ratioed real quick. It was close. It was close. Geeks and nerds for Harris. Don't tell me they took it down. Geeks and nerds for Harris. Why is it not showing up? There's no way. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so it is close to being ratioed. It's close to being ratioed. There it is right there. So it's at 11,000 upvotes to 9,400 downvotes. So it's getting there. It's getting there. So we're going to have to, we'll see how that goes over the next few days. Again, I am not asking you to go over there and do anything. I'm just informing you of what we are seeing. Okay, that's all. Thank you, River Miles. I appreciate it. Nandy for 20 says, we watch because when we see you suck at your job, makes us feel that we're pretty good to keep our gig for this long. Oh, that's a good way to kill somebody's confidence. I'm sitting here going, I'm pretty good. I'm a good streamer. People watch me. People super chat me. People drop memberships. I'm pretty good at my job. And then Nandy comes in here and just kind of is like, no, you're actually just retarded. And we feel so much better about our shitty lives because you're such a retard that it makes our lives so much better. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, That makes a lot of sense as to why people watch me then. It just makes them feel better about themselves. They're like, I had a really bad day. Let me watch Jeremy so he can be an idiot so I can feel better about my day. That's good. I like that. Dracon CM says, Jeremy is a prime. I am an alpha. We are not the same. What's up, brother? How you doing? Let's see here. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Greg McMahon says, I would love for Krista Nova to talk about Halloween in Canada. Krista can talk about Halloween in Canada for Geeks and Gamers Life videos 2024 Halloween. Well, Geeks and Gamers Life has been rebranded to Geeks and Gamers Clips. So just a heads up on that. Woodamans becomes a new member. Thank you. There's Brock with the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, Brock. Lord Bothus says, Jeremy, stop making female cosplayers cry on X. I know it. JM the Elite Fan on Rumble for 25 says, if I have a nickel for every retarded boomer streamer in the fellowship, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird. It happened twice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Gerald Armstrong says, have you checked out the Vince McMahon documentary yet? I've seen 5 episodes so far. It's not very surprising. They do talk a little bit about Trump. No. Did that come out today? Obviously, I'm a huge old school wrestling fan. I'm very knowledgeable on Vince McMahon and his journey to becoming the biggest wrestling promoter in the world and turning the WWF into a $1 billion global phenomenon. So I am interested to see this documentary. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of manipulation behind it. And that was even before Vince said anything. But, we'll see. But no, I haven't checked it out yet. I'm looking forward to it, though. Jesse MacArthur with 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Timo Slice says, I've been marathon watching all the new videos on the Geeks Gamers Clips channel. Shows why Tuesday night's main event is the best. Hey, man, thank you. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying all the content we're putting out, man. We're trying to stay on top of it, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Me as the leader of Geeks and Gamers, I feel like I have failed in a lot of ways in the last couple of years because I got distracted with so many different things. Content is king, and we're trying to push as much content as possible on all these channels. We're trying to get the proper structure. And I feel like I kind of lost track of that for a while. But I'm glad that we're getting things back on track. So what up, Ripa in the chat, dropping the 199. Thank you, Ripa. Good to see you, brother. Let's see. Brock for 20 says, sending money to you is like going to a friend's house while they are working on their roof and throwing rocks at them. All right, that's pretty good, actually. What's up, Brock? Appreciate you. That's a good one. I see Alec says, I can't wait for my IDOT shirt. Well, I can't wait for you guys to get it as well. If you have not, and we do have a brand new campaign that we are running right now over on 221B Tactical. So if you guys have not had a chance, please go over to 221B Tactical. We have the Halloween edition of IDOT, the shirts and the hoodies for sale, limited time only until October 1st. So make sure that you go over there and get yourself an IDOT t-shirt or hoodie. That is the brand new Geeks and Gamers mascot right here. So I think that's an awesome design. I can't wait to see everybody rocking it. And we're going to continue to have a lot of IDOT merchandise along with all other merchandise as well. So if you're interested, please go over there, check it out. And we look forward to seeing you guys rocking your IDOT merchandise. Going to be awesome indeed. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? There's a lot of people here tonight, man. Casey Cheeto says, I hope Wonder Woman isn't your special guest tonight. No, I promise. No Wonder Woman tonight. Okay. Golden Nugget says, Diddy's freak off. Politicians involved? 1,000%. 1,000%. Politicians are going to be involved in some of the Diddy stuff. We're probably not going to hear about it. Will G says, I am here for the Frank Gore style makeup stream. Bring on the 80s aerobics. Thank you. 8 o'clock says, how dare you show your face after what you did? Mac Jerry says, I cannot believe you made me regret the amount of tissues and socks wasted on Linda Carter in my puberty with that shame of a stream. That wasn't Linda. It was Nancy Pelosi in cosplay. damn. Painfully accurate, too, sadly. That one guy for 10 says, Trump in a landslide. I can't wait. People are afraid to say they want to vote for 45-47. You know what? On that note, there is something I want us to watch really quickly. Because the tide is man, it's really tough with like social media and all the bullshit going on social media, man. But things are starting to turn around, I think. Okay, so we're gonna watch a Megyn Kelly video right here. Give me just a second. Pull this up. T-Mac Gaming says, I like beans. Thank you, T-Mac. Thank you, T-Mac Gaming. All right, here we go. So here's Megyn Kelly. New shock polls show major red flags for Kamala campaign as GOP surges. All right. I've not watched this video yet.
Okay. So the Gallup thing is very interesting, guys. Gallup, their track record is very good on predicting the national popular vote by tracking party identification and leaners, right? Like how many identify Republican, how many identify Dem, and then whichever party gets the leaners, it adds to their score. And so just going through the numbers, in 2008, they said the country had, it was +8 on Democratic registrations. Obama won by 7.2. This is put out in a tweet by Eric Doughty, but verified by our staff.
See, there's no way you're going to convince me. Like, there's absolutely no way. I've been following politics pretty closely since Trump got involved. Going back to like 2015. And I've always I followed even going back to like the Bush, the first Bush run. And then the second one, even I followed that one pretty closely. I followed on the first Obama run, the second one, not so much because I was so kind of I was kind of checked out on politics completely. But if you look back on the 2015, 2016 Trump run, we are dealing with night and day with how the perception of Trump is within the conservative and the Republican side of things. He owns the party. He dominates it. He's not battling the narrative of the party anymore. He runs the party. Okay? Now, the enthusiasm for Trump is higher than it's ever been. It's not even close. The passion and the enthusiasm is like nothing we've ever seen in politics. And there's literally none on the side of Harris. There's none. They don't have the mail-in ballots this time around, at least not to the level that they did. And that's going to be a big fucking problem for them moving forward. We're like 42 days out at this point. Something crazy is going to happen in these next few weeks. I don't know what, but something crazy is going to happen.
2012 said D+4. Obama won 3.9. 2016, it said D+3. And Clinton did win the national vote, 2.1. So very close. 2020, D.
The national vote is irrelevant because you have places like California that just like, I bet there's a lot of people in California that simply don't vote on the Republican side because they understand how useless their vote is. And I think that that's what we have to absolutely make people recognize that it doesn't matter if you think that it doesn't matter or not. You need to get off your ass, just like Trump said. Harry, get off your fat ass. We're going to vote for Trump today. So the popular vote is irrelevant because that's just not the system.
+5. Biden won 4.5. And you know what it says in 2024 for the first time in some 20 years? R+3. Amazing. Just to see that Republicans have the edge on the national voter ID right now. And if you go by track record, that would put Trump in a position of not only winning the national vote, but in the case of a Republican who wins the national vote, almost certainly winning the Electoral College. Jim, what do you make of that?
If that comes to pass, and I guess I put this in the category of news that is so good for Republicans, my skeptical instinct kicks in.
Right.
I'm almost afraid to believe.
It can't possibly be true.
Yeah. Chalk that up to me being a Jets fan and just seeing when good things happen, something terrible is about to happen the very next moment. But so there's actually two schools of thought about how people identify in terms of their partisan lean. One is if you ask people, which party are you part of? They think of what they're registered with, and they will say, I'm a registered Democrat, I'm a registered Republican, which might be surprising because there are a bunch of people, particularly in the South, less so now than, say, maybe a decade ago, but who were registered Democrats, but who are pretty darn cultural conservative on gun issues, on abortion, things like that. The other one is that people are much more fickle. And if there's a news cycle where the Democrats are looking terrible, then they're more likely to identify as Republicans and vice versa. I think even if it's even, you're looking at that would probably be a Trump victory. If it's Trump by 3, as this Gallup point thinks, well, not only is Trump maybe going to go 7 for 7 in those big swing states that matter. No offense to anybody in these other states, but clearly this election's coming down to Arizona and Nevada, the other Sun Belt states, North Carolina and Georgia, and then the big 3 in the blue wall.
Dude, it has to be a fucking massive victory. Trump has to win it's got to be a fucking huge victory. Everybody has got to turn out for this shit, dude. Everybody has got to show that we are not going to put up with this bullshit. We are not going to allow Kamala Harris and the Democrats, this party of corruption. It's got to be fucking massive. It really does. Like, a message needs to be sent. I want to see Van Jones crying his eyes out on election night. I want to see the Democrats and the Hollywood celebrities crying their eyes out. Do you want to see the greatest film ever made once again, just like we did in 2016? Dude, if you thought 2016 was glorious in the meltdown, we're talking about an Elon Musk, Donald Trump White House, essentially, is what we're talking about, because Trump is going to have Elon Musk involved in this White House. Elon Musk is going to walk in there and he's essentially going to do to the government what he did to Twitter. Okay. Do you want to see that? Because that's where we are. Trump is walking into the office more powerful than ever before, and he's got a hell of a team behind him this time. What was his biggest flaw in his first term? What was his biggest flaw? Personnel. Now, to be fair, we go back and look at that 2016 debate that I've showed you many times, the one where he literally had the RNC telling him, we don't have any tickets to give you, Donald Trump, when he had all these people on stage and he had the donors and the special interest groups booing him and the RNC wasn't working with him. And now Laura Trump is running the RNC. The Trump name runs the Republican Party. He's got all the influence, all the power. He's got everything. Now he's got people in position to help guide him and have the right people in place. When it was 2016, it truly was a disaster of people that he had to choose from. And he made mistakes. He 100% did. And I think he's learned from those mistakes. And now, like J.D. Vance, you guys know I was not the biggest fan of J.D. Vance when he was announced. At this point in time, on this day, on September 25th, J.D. Vance, to me, might have been the perfect pick for VP, because he's just what J.D. Vance is he is a guy who can articulate Donald Trump's points better than Donald Trump can to normies. Now, nobody can articulate like Trump because he's Trump. So the people that love Trump and they love the Trumpisms and all of that, nobody's touching that guy. The charisma is off the chart. But when you're talking about people that just need to hear it kind of like direct without the fluff, J.D. Vance can deliver Donald Trump's points perfectly and articulately to people that need to hear exactly what it is. And he's been great at that. He's been absolutely great. So he's great. You've got RFK Jr. backing up Trump now. You've got Elon Musk in his corner. You got Vivek in his corner. You got Tucker Carlson. The dude has the fucking dream team right now. He has a fucking dream team that's going to walk into the White House with him. And I think Alina Habba is going to be involved in the White House in some capacity, whether she's a press secretary or something like that. I think Alina Habba is going to be involved. The dude has a dream team following him right now into the White House.
Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. But if it's really Republicans by 3 on election day, when you count up all the votes, well, then you got to worry about New Hampshire. Then you got to worry about my home state of Virginia. I also noticed this bizarre thing in which in Minnesota, Tim Walz, the Democratic vice presidential nominee, is the governor of Minnesota. And the last 3 polls have Democrats ahead by 5 percentage points. Now, that's fine. Everybody kind of expects Minnesota to be a blue state, but Biden and Harris carried the state by 4.5 points. So adding Tim Walz to the ticket added a 0.5 percentage point to the Democratic total. Good call. Good. Hey,
Great call.
at least there was nobody else who could have helped Harris in, Pennsylvania or something like that.
Right. Whomever could it have been? The thing about the Gallup number, Charlie, is it's starting to look like it's backed by polling. And of course, a month ago, the polling was very different. A month from now, when we're a lot closer to the election, it could be very different as well. So big asterisks on the discussion. But 1 month out from where were we in late August, we were post Democratic National Convention. Kamala Harris was still on cloud nine. She had been anointed. She was wonderful. She had no flaws. She had Michelle. She had Barack. She had Bill. She had Hillary. She had Oprah. She had them all. Now, where is she? Well, the latest Quinnipiac poll of likely voters shows in a two-way race, they're tied nationally at 48 in an expanded race, including Stein, these other minor candidates. It's a one.
And just so everybody knows, and I know everybody probably watching this knows this, but Donald Trump does not poll very well. Historically, he always overperforms when the actual votes are counted, so he doesn't poll very well. So the fact that he's polling even with her is a huge fucking problem. It's a huge fucking problem for them because he historically does not poll very well because Trump supporters typically are like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not talking to you. I'm not getting involved in
1 point Trump lead. Either way, razor thin. I mean, very, very tight, which is good for Trump. I mean, any national number showing Trump even in it, tight, never mind up by 1, has very good implications for the Electoral College. That's Quinnipiac. CNN likely voters in a 4-way race showing Harris up over Trump by 1 point. And so all of this trends kind of neatly with those Gallup numbers I started with. What do you make of it?
I think that we spend so much time, myself included, talking about Trump. And when I talk about Trump, it's relatively critical that we sometimes forget that the Democratic Party is very weird. And also that the Democratic Party is in power. It's in charge of the White House, and it's in charge of the Senate. It also exercises a lot of cultural power in other institutions, in academia, in the media, in Hollywood, and increasingly in corporations.
We're going to go back to this one in just a minute, okay? Because we're going to go back to this guy in just a minute, but I do have some breaking news that I want to jump over to right now. Eric Adams has released a video statement. New York City Mayor Eric Adams after federal indictment. And so we're going to listen to what Eric Adams has to say after a federal indictment. So here we go right here.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week,
was that his phone?
The home of our new police commissioner.
Was that his
looking
phone?
For documents from 20 years ago. Just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit.
Okay, somebody screen recorded it. Okay, somebody screen recorded it. So there you go. So Eric Adams has made a statement after the federal grand jury has indicted him. And I guess we're supposed to get more information on this moving forward. But wow, crazy, crazy times. And why is this happening 5 weeks before a general election? That's the question I ask myself. Why is this happening 5 weeks before a general election? Is this meant to show that they are we're fair, guys? We have a Democrat that we're indicting. Is that what the point of this is to show that the justice system is fair? Not sure what their play is, but there's got to be something to that. All right, back to the Megyn Kelly video.
And people often react to that. And in a sense, since sort of 2015, 2016, the Trump show has distracted from what's going on with the Democrats. So it is greatly surprising to me to see either a close race at the presidential level or to see those numbers from Gallup. I mean, if you look at the current Democratic coalition, it doesn't make much sense. It might make more sense if you add in that Donald Trump is the nominee. But absent that, it doesn't make much sense. What is the Democratic Party at the moment? It's this very strange coalition of public sector unions.
The Democratic Party has no identity whatsoever, except for corruption. That's the only identity that the Democratic Party has is corruption. They don't have a true leader. They have a leader from the shadows, which, of course, I believe is Barack Obama. But they don't have like a true leader because Barack Obama is not out at the forefront presenting himself as the leader. We know Kamala Harris isn't the leader. We know Joe Biden doesn't know where he's at. So they don't actually have a true leader. They don't have a true leader or a true vision. Whereas the Republican Party obviously has a true leader and a true vision, and that would be Donald Trump. That's the true vision right there.
And minorities, although less than it used to be, and upper middle class white people and social liberals and people who have PhDs, and their interests and political alliances don't necessarily mesh. And you're beginning to see this, for example, with the Democrats running away pretty hard from raising taxes on 98.1% of the population, which is interesting given they also want to spend a lot of money. So I'm never shocked when I see this and when I see the Republicans doing well despite their problems, because I think the Democratic Party is a massive mess. Mm-hmm. And I think that when Trump is gone, whether it's because he loses or wins this time around, those contradictions are going to come to the fore, especially if Trump wins, because then you're going to have essentially a 4-year primary. And that 4-year primary is going to have as its heart, what should our positions be on everything, on foreign policy, on Israel, on taxes, on spending, on transgender stuff, on abortion. Perhaps the abortion is a good issue for the Democrats, but there's also a contradiction there, especially with black voters. So it doesn't shock me to see this sort of close election or close number.
You know what? You mentioned your home state of Virginia, the Commonwealth, Jim, and there was a poll out just the other day, University of Mary Washington, polling on Virginia showing it a 2-point race. Kamala 48, Trump 46. Now I realize there'll be other polls that show it a much bigger lead for her there, but that's getting back into the Joe Biden territory numbers where they did the coup to get him out of the race altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say beginning of the year.
If you want to question if these polls mean anything or not, and I do understand that people have questions about that and they dismiss them a lot, these are the polls that made them run Joe Biden out of the White House, okay? These are the polls that they said, holy shit, our internal polling and the public polling is horrendous for Joe Biden. And now we're getting right back to the level of, yeah, you had the honeymoon phase and all of that, okay? But now we're back to where the numbers are getting back to where Biden was pre and post debate, where they ultimately decided we got to get this dude out of here because he's terrible. And now they've got the same problem with her. We got 5 weeks to go. And trust me, man, I don't think we're prepared for what we're about to see. I really don't. You've got 3 recorded incidents on record for Donald Trump's life being threatened. 3. We've seen one of them play out live at a rally. The other one happened at Mar-a-Lago, and then the Iran situation that was just revealed. It's just going to get wild, bro. Okay? Woo!
Before there was any serious talk, before the debate between Trump and Biden was either barely ahead or, they were running neck and neck. It was, by the way, keep in mind, Virginia, by and large, is a blue state, or purplish blue. We have Governor Glenn Youngkin, who's a Republican, but otherwise very tough for Republicans to win statewide. And I believe the last Republican presidential candidate to carry the state of Virginia was George W. Bush back in like 2000, or 2004. So since the Obama days, I used to joke when I lived in my old neighborhood, which I nicknamed Yuppie Acres, the Obama yard signs came pre-installed with the house. It was just an assumption that.
Wait a minute, this is news. This is news. Are you telling me the reason they refer to your home area as Authenticity Woods right now on the Editor's Podcast is because you used to be in Yuppie, what was it?
Yuppie Acres. Yes, I can tell you that was Alexandria. And that's, but keep in mind, before Alexandria, I lived in the District of Columbia. So people would say, how do you like it? I'm like, well, we have way better socialists out here. They're much.
Hold on just a minute. I Lost Tales over on Rumble says Jeremy's falling for Israel propaganda. Please tell me what Israel propaganda I'm falling for. Please tell me. I can't wait. I can't wait for that to happen. Do tell me. Please inform me.
Much better about plowing the snow and stuff like that. So let me tell you, when you've lived in D.C., Northern Virginia, that seems like a conservative paradise. Now I'm in Fairfax County, which used to be, I narrowed it down to a county with 1 million people. Authenticity Woods is a corner of Northern Virginia where I would describe it as all the Democratic voters. You can tell they have a.
Says, I will post a link and a quick summary for you. Motherfucker, just say it in the chat. Just say it right now. I'm not going to find fucking links. Just say it. You weren't prepared to be called out on it. Don't talk shit.
Kamala Harris yard sign in their house, in front of their house. And the Donald Trump sign, the Donald Trump voters have nothing on their front lawn because they don't want anyone to know. But they're out there. I think it was about 2-1. And a candidate like Youngkin can split it. But the point where I was going with this is that Biden was on pace to lose Virginia, particularly after the debate. The bottom fell out. There were a whole bunch of Democrats who just clearly, they may not have been ready to jump on the Trump bandwagon, but they just saw Biden as a reanimated corpse that was shuffling around like a zombie. And basically were like, I can't vote for that. With Harris, she's back in the lead, but it's closer. It is not the slam dunk that it looked like it was going to be in the Obama days. And, I think, like I said, there's the big 7, New Hampshire, this state, and maybe 1 or 2 others are kind of the next rung on the ladder that Democrats need to worry about.
Okay, so here we got it. So hang on. So here's your let's see. Alex Jones said in July that the deep state was using Iran and the feds were running ops to blame Iran once they killed Trump. Oh, okay. So would you like me to show you my source? Would you like me to show you my source? Because I can give you my source if you would like that. Since you think like I'm falling for propaganda. Here's my source right here. I don't know if you know this guy. His name's Donald Trump, but that's my source. So if you got a problem with my information, then you have a problem with Donald Trump. Okay. So I'm going to listen to Donald Trump. That's my source, not any other bullshit going on. I don't get caught up in this Israel-Palestine bullshit. I don't give a fuck about either. Okay. So that's my source, a man named Donald Trump. So I guess Trump is too stupid to realize it as well. That's my source right there. End of discussion. I can't stand when people bring some bullshit into it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about this Israel bullshit, Palestine bullshit. Trump is bought by Netanyahu bullshit. I don't give a fuck about all of that. Or is this the Trump's playing 4D chess, ladies and gentlemen? He's putting that out there to that's not. I've never bought into that dumb shit either. Trump goes by his instincts and his gut, and he's generally right. And sometimes he steps in it, and sometimes for the most part, he's generally correct. For the most part, generally.
Still, I think it's not hard to find Republicans who are like, these guys have not done this before. So that's that one little X factor that still could play out between now and Election Day.
Imagine waking up one day to.
So there you go. So the polls are looking good. And I am 100% like in fight mode these days. Like we got 5 weeks to go. All I care about is getting Trump back in office. I don't care about any nonsense bullshit going on. If people, regardless of, let's just hypothetically, okay? let's just say that you don't believe that Iran's behind it or whatever. Okay. Guess what? From a normie narrative, when people hear that Donald Trump's life is being threatened once again, not only by some crazy kid in Pennsylvania, by some lunatic in Florida, and now by a foreign country, all of that is good for Donald Trump from a normie perspective. You don't have to convince me. We don't have to convince anybody watching this stream. We need to be convincing normies to go out there and vote for Donald Trump. That's all the fuck we need. So all this other bullshit, like, none of these people give a fuck about all this other stuff that people are talking about. People's mind, people that watch Alex Jones, people that watch my show, people that keep up with this shit, they already know what they're doing. This is about convincing those 10% in the middle that listen to nonsense and bullshit. That's what matters. Nothing else matters. None of this other Reddit bullshit, Twitter bullshit, nothing, none of that matters. Normies are all that fucking matters at this point in time with 5 weeks to go. Normies are the only thing that matters. None of this other bullshit matters, so it's irrelevant to talk about. What people need to know is that they want Trump dead. That is a huge selling point for people to go, man, they want this guy dead? Why do they keep wanting this guy dead? And then they see Kamala Harris being a bumbling, fumbling idiot, which is very unlikable. That is the easiest path to victory right there. That's it. That's the easiest path to victory. Donald Trump is being, life is threatened by multiple people, and including potentially foreign countries from a normie perspective. Kamala Harris is a complete moron and can't even finish a sentence and can't answer a question. That's how you convince the normies. And those are the only people that matter. However, we do have this right here. End wokeness is exactly 1 year ago. Eric Adams admitted off script that migrants are destroying New York City. He was just indicted by Biden and Harris. Let's listen in.
Support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem.
Uh-oh. He said something he shouldn't be saying.
Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut.
By the way, don't think highly of this guy, okay? Don't think highly of this guy, because I know he's saying all the right things and a lot of people are going to cheer and think he's secretly based. He is a piece of shit, okay? So don't get googly-eyed over him calling out an obvious problem. Don't do it at all, because he is absolutely part of the problem, and he will absolutely turn on you in a hot minute.
Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you asked me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do, and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000. I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose. And we're all in this together, all of us. Staten Island saying, send them out to Manhattan. Manhattan is saying, send them out to Queens. Queens is saying, send them out to Brooklyn. No, it's not the game we can play. Open the floor up.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for this dude at all. This dude is part of the problem, and he got a lot of attention when he said this. If you remember, a lot of people were talking about this when it happened, and he is 100% part of the problem. Elon Musk says he was told to shut up by Democrat Party after this. So yeah, that guy is a clown. And we're going to see what happens with all of this. I mean, I have no idea what direction they're going to take this thing in. But it will be interesting. Let's see. I think I need to do something with my browser because Twitter does not work very well on my browser. Like Trump just sent out a tweet and I can't even pull the tweet up right now. He spoke out of line. That's a no-no in the Democratic Party. That's 100%. That's 100% accurate. Let's listen to our Democratic nominee really quick. I have not heard this clip. Okay. But it is on the topic of Eric Adams and what he's talking about. So let's listen to this wordsmith known as Kamala Harris.
First of all, we do have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back, months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others, proposed a border security bill that would have put 1,500 new border agents on the border to help those hardworking border agents who are there right now working around the clock. Would have put more money into stemming the flow of fentanyl, which is killing Americans around our country and devastating communities. Would have put more resources into our ability to prosecute transnational criminal organizations, which in my career I've prosecuted.
God, I hate listening to her. Everything this woman says is a lie and it's bullshit. Holy fuck.
Donald Trump got word of the bill.
Oh, here we
realized
go.
It was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on and told him to kill the bill. Don't put it up for a vote. He killed a bill that would have actually been a solution because he wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And that's part of what needs to be addressed. And my pledge is that when elected president, if the American people will have me, I will bring that bill back and I will sign it into law. And we need a
why not do it now?
Comprehensive plan that includes what we need to do to fortify not only our border, but deal with the fact that we also need to create pathways for people to earn citizenship. And I want.
Oh God, man. Listening to this woman talk is painful. It's absolutely painful to listen to this clown. Good Lord. Let me read a few super chats. Stream Hero says, do we forgive the frog who gave us brain cancer? Flag Ninja says, we're still mad at you, Fig. Zeke the White says, Jeremy, I still have the bad taste of that cringe stream last night. Freshen us up with some Sydney Sweeney. Maybe some Sweeney last night. Maybe some more. A little bit later. Ackle P2 says, regardless of last night, I can't quit you, Jeremy. On to victory in November, Trump 2024. Jose Taco says, you heard of TDS? Now there is JDS, Jeremy Derangement Syndrome. LOL, never change. The real ones get you. Hey, appreciate it, man. Listen, man, we talk shit. We have fun. We have a good back and forth. That's all that really matters. Lost Tales is cool as shit. Lost Tales has been watching me for years. Lost Tales, I've called out Lost Tales 1,000 times. He's cool people. Lost Tales knows his shit, man. Warbreyer becomes a new member. Thank you. Slagless says, so I hear there are certain people in this sphere that are upset that they got treated the way they treat their video subjects. Grow a pair. Zach was right. Zach who? Zack Snyder? Of course he was. He's not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers. How did the rest of his career work out since then? Tough for you, Zach. Alan Tanasi says Leonard Skinner was the best boy band. That's pretty funny. Aaron says highly recommended the Vince McMahon doc. All right, I have to watch it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Troy News says if you could bring 3 artists no longer with us for an all-nighter Cobra stock concert, who would they be? If you could bring 3 artists back no longer with us, Michael Jackson. Now I got to think. It's got to be Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury, and probably Tupac. Yeah, Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury, and Tupac. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Ooh, Johnny Cash. God damn it. Now everybody. Elvis. Good Lord. There's just so many, man. There's just so many. Good Lord, the chat is going crazy right now. The chat's going crazy. Michael Jackson's number one, okay? Michael Jackson's number one. All gays. Michael Jackson won. You know what? I'm gonna have to switch. Man, I'm a huge fan of Tupac, man, but I've got to switch Tupac out for Elvis. Not that I'm the biggest Elvis fan, but he's such a fucking icon. Like, he's the definitive icon of music. So it's got to be Elvis. You know what I mean? So you got to have Elvis, Freddie Mercury, and Michael Jackson. Bro, I bet I'd make some super chats that night. Okay, I bet I'd make some super chats that night. Can you imagine that concert? Woo! That'd be amazing. All right. Wow, took out the one black guy. Flag Ninja says, it's my birthday today. I demand Sweeney and Haba as compensation for yesterday's stream. First of all, happy birthday, Flag Ninja. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, brother. Maybe a little bit later. Okay. Maybe a little bit later. F. Dave says, Dear Jeremy, a homosexual. While you were listening to Backstreet Boys in 98 Degrees, I was jamming Pantera and Slayer. We are not the same. I like Pantera and Slayer. Come on. I like, dude, I have a wide range of music that I listened to back in the day. So Stone Temple Pilots. I love Stone Temple Pilots. Okay. I'm a huge fan of STP. You know what I mean? So, all right. Matt, somebody asked me yesterday, we're talking about bands and they're like Def Leppard. Yes, Def Leppard is awesome. Okay. Def Leppard is awesome. I didn't listen to Def Leppard like when I was listening to Metallica and Guns N' Roses back in the day. It was a little bit later on when I got more into Def Leppard, but Def Leppard, amazing. Alice in Chains, yes. You seem more like a Creed guy, Jeremy. Look, man, I ain't apologizing for shit, okay? You're damn right. That one Creed album, all right, My Own Prison, is a banger, and I don't apologize for shit, all right? That My Own Prison album from Creed, every song on there slaps, and I do not apologize for shit, all right? Period. And Human Clay was good, too, but My Own Prison was awesome, all right? I don't apologize for shit. I know there's like this internet thing where like, I guess it's cool to hate on Creed. Fuck that. Creed was awesome. Creed was awesome. All right. I do not care. I do not care. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun. What was that one song? Outshined. Outshined is my favorite Soundgarden song. Remember Temple of the Dog? Was it Temple of the Dog? Was it Temple of the Dog with Soundgarden? And was that Pearl Jam? Am I right about that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Chat's going to remind. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I remember Hunger Strike. Yes. Hunger Strike. Great song. Great song. Okay. Anyway, I could talk about music all day long, but at the end of the day, Creed back in the day, banger album. Okay. Never apologize. Never apologize. All right. But I will say this, and don't tell him I told you, okay? But like, if you guys, like, we have the SpaceCon meetup coming up very soon in San Antonio, and Gary from Nerdrotic, huge Bon Jovi fan. So if you guys have any Bon Jovi merchandise or any albums, he's a huge Bon Jovi fan. So if you have any merchandise or anything like that, make sure you bring it and give it to Gary. He loves Bon Jovi, dude. He loves Bon Jovi. So just keep that in mind, okay? Send him a super chat and let him know that you know he's a big Bon Jovi fan. That guy, it's weird, man. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? You know, but he likes Bon Jovi. So, hey, you know, go with it, man. Mad Master Porky says, hi, Jeremy. You excited for Titanfall 3? If it ever happens, I am. Colonel Flom says, your Crimson Tide beats down my Badgers, and then you put me through what you did last night. Cheers, you bastard. Hey, brother, I'm sorry, but thank you. Yeah, Bama's got a big game this weekend, and it looks like I am going to barely miss this massive hurricane that's going to crush Florida tomorrow into Friday. So prayers for everybody in the path of this hurricane. it looks brutal, and it's barely going to miss me as long as it doesn't turn. So that's crazy, man. All right, so we got Andrew Tate's General Lord says, "Hey Jeremy, there's big shit going down in Charlotte. I don't know where you're at. Somewhere in Pennsylvania. You should be following the story. It will be huge. I will check it out. Heath Nation says Nina Infinity eats corn the long way. I'll leave Nina alone. Nina's cool, man. Don't. Nina's cool. We had a disagreement. That's all. I like Nina. I got nothing against Nina. That's just Twitter Jeremy being a fucking sarcastic asshole. That's all it is. So nothing but love for Nina. Icon Bear says, I'm watching while at work. Well, thank you. Swig of water for the working man. There we go. Warbear says, Hail Jeremy, Lord of the IDOTs. Zach says, that emergency CobraCast last night was almost made me fall off the wagon. Hail chat. Love Dog says, we forgive you for Geeks and Nerds last night, Jeremy, but you're still a fig. Hail the 199. Thank you. Mugsikins becomes a new member. Thank you. 8 o'clock says, how much to keep you muted? I mean, I've got a price, so I do have a price. Spirian with the 199 super sticker. Thank you, Spirian. Hawk's sidekick says Kamala said she will give me a BJ. Hey, man. Willie Brown seemed to be happy with it. So Davish for $9.99 says been out of work sick the past couple days. Hail Jeremy and hail the 199. I'm going back in tomorrow to take a swig for the working man. Look at that. Thank you. Coco Noel for 20 says love the 199. Love Trump. Right back at you, Coco Noel. Appreciate you. Thank you for the very generous super chat. Ricky M. By the way, Ricky, I know I missed another super chat of yours. Eric K told me. I apologize. But Ricky M says, when Donald J. Trump got smoked by air quote Iran, deep state contracted Palatar's golden boy JD finally get to wage Israel's war against Iran. By the way, you still owe me a super chat from last debate stream. Eric K message. Yes, Eric K did tell me. So I will see if Eric K can if you can just copy it to Eric and he can just send it to me, I'll be happy to read it. Let's see. Elite Neo says Pensacola represent. Let's see. We've got Miss MRCUS. So they like you, Jeremy. But who was Trump playing golf with during the second assassination attempt? Who benefits from a war with Iran? It's not the Republic of the United States of America. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I don't go down that rabbit hole because the people that are always talking about a lot of that nonsense absolutely annoy the shit out of me. And I'm not talking about Alex Jones. So I don't get into a lot of that. I've never claimed to have a deep knowledge or understanding or care about any of that. That's meant for other people. And if that's a topic you guys are interested in, I'm not the guy to talk about it because I don't know much about it. I've never cared much about it. There's so much nonsense on every side of the Israel discussion, whether it's the Daily Wire fucking weirdos spewing their pro-Israel bullshit, all while just supporting DeSantis over Trump when Trump's the one that made Israel fucking safe. And then you have the opposite side of it. And I don't care. I just don't care. 8 o'clock says my favorite Soundgarden song is The Sun Will Rise with the Avengers film. Also, Matchbox 20 is good. Matchbox 20 is okay. So they're fine. Matchbox 20 songs always sounded very similar to me. Which it's just, I guess, what's the guy's name? The lead singer for Matchbox 20? Rob something. What was his name? Let's see. Rob, what the fuck's his name? Somebody will tell me. Rob Thomas. Yeah. Rob Thomas. It just sounds really similar, which again, obviously all bands have some similarities, but yeah, every song sounded almost the same. Buster Nut Smash says, all your chat belong to us. Eric K says, we the chat will trade you giving gifties for no Kamala. Fantastic Knox says, Jeremy is so nice giving out gifties. Hail the 199. Chris from Michigan, since Jeremy is gone, whoever is the next gayest in the chat is in charge, not it. Ryan underscore NE says Jeremy has brain rot from the effects of the Nerds for Harris stream. Mike says Nerdrotic calling you out on your gay Crocs. What? Where's Nerdrotic calling me out at? Let's see. Let's pull this up. Gary talking shit. Why? Because Chris Gore got some awesome Crocs and I just congratulated him on it, because that's essentially what happened. Okay. Chris Gore got some Crocs and oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so Chris Gore got some Crocs. They're awesome, by the way. Okay. Bro, I'll be walking around listening to Creed, rocking my Crocs. Okay. Because that's how the alpha male does it. Okay. But how do you hate on this right here? How do you hate on this? Look at that. Look at that. Batman Crocs, Chris Gore. What's up, man? Let's go. Chris Gore, my boy. These are badass. Come on, man. Adrian says, oh, fuck off. Those are awesome. Sure, for 3-year-olds and D-Day Cobra. To be frank, the same thing. But yeah, I said, I quoted and I was like, I'm really proud of you. I'm so proud of my boy. I'm so proud of Chris Gore. Dude, these things are badass. Look at these, man. Yeah, Twitter's running very slow for me. I don't know why. I think it's my browser. I have no idea. So give it a minute and eventually I guess it will pull up. But dude, those are badass. Okay, bro, that will get you Sweeney right there. Okay. If you walk up to Sweeney wearing those, you're done. You're a made man. Okay. You're a made man. You rocking those, Sweeney will not be able to control herself. Okay. So just a heads up. Okay. That's giving you a little advice there, boys. Okay. So Chris Gore also wears gold bikinis. Okay, I can't really defend that. Love Dog says Trump said today he's going to spend 30 minutes working on the fry tray at McDonald's. He can say he worked longer than Kamala ever did. I did see him say that. Chris from Michigan says, with the 1-2 punch of last night's mess and Kamala tonight, I think the chat deserves some Sydney Sweeney or Alina Habba. A lot of Sweeney and Habba requests tonight. I wonder why. War Machine with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, War Machine. Shadow Saiyan says, don't worry, Jeremy. I'm feeling really bad. Let's see. I'm feeling really bad. I throw on a Beardo stream. Oof. Oof. Zero says, be safe with that storm out there, Jeremy. I live just north of Tampa and I still have to go to work tomorrow. What? Why would you have to go to work tomorrow, man? You must have a serious job because everything should be shutting down. Fantastic Stock says, I've worked at Macca's years ago. Kamala hasn't. You mean McDonald's? Alex Smith becomes a new member. Thank you, Alice. Elena Walker says, expect my emotional damages suit soon, you fig. T-Mac Gaming says, I like beans. We got 10 gifted memberships from Jason Cole. 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Jason Cole. I appreciate that. Okay, so I got a couple things I want us to look at really quick. Let me go to my bookmarks. Bookmark. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Great crowd tonight. The best crowd, and it's not even close. I wanted to hear Jesse Waters' take on this whole Kamala Harris situation. So we're going to listen to that right now.
It took over 2 months for Kamala Harris to finally...
In other words, we're not going to watch the whole interview. We're going to let him give us the highlights right here because I can't sit through a whole Kamala Harris interview. I just can't do it, okay? So he's going to give us the highlights.
Sit down for her first solo interview on a major news network, and she decided to do the interview with this lady.
Kamala Harris is not running for perfect. She's running against Trump. We have 2 choices. And so there are some things you might not know her answer to. And in 2024, unlike 2016 for a lot of the American people, we know exactly what Trump will do, who he is, and the kind of threat he is to democracy.
Wow. And that's the person that interviewed her. Man, so trustworthy. So trustworthy.
A lot of people have with Kamala
is we don't know her answer to anything.
Yes.
But you know
And I
his
think
answer to everything.
Kamala heard that and said,
Wait a minute. Did was her counter that we don't, was that really her counter? There's no way. Her counter to we don't know her answer to anything. And she said, did she say we know his answer to everything? Holy shit.
is we don't know her answer to anything, okay?
But you know
and
his answer to everything.
What? How is that a negative? Jesus Christ. What are we doing? Are you kidding me right now?
Kamala heard that and said, what are you doing Wednesday? Stephanie Rule is a business analyst on NBC. She's a Trump hater. And the interview focused on the economy, something Kamala can't talk about because if she said what her plan was, she'd lose in a landslide.
For those who say these policies aren't for me, what do you say to them?
Well, if you are hardworking, if you have the dreams and the ambitions and the aspirations of what I believe you do, you're in my plan. You know, I have to tell you, I really love and am so energized by what I know to be the spirit and character of the American people. We have ambition. We have aspirations. We have dreams. We can see what's possible. We have.
It's tough, bro. Like, it is really tough. Like, I don't care how dumb she is. She can be dumb. You can be dumb. There's a lot of dumb people out there. She's running for president of the United States of America. And you've got clown celebrities getting on streams talking about how amazing she is and how smart she is and how much she cares about people and how her vision for America is so superior. That's the problem.
Of an incredible work ethic, but not everyone has the access to the opportunities that allow them to achieve those things. My vision for the economy, I call it an opportunity economy, is about making sure that all Americans, wherever they start, wherever they are, have the ability to actually achieve those dreams and those ambitions. I come from the middle class. Look, my mother raised my sister and me. She worked hard. She saved up. By the time I was a teenager, she was able to buy our first home. And, you know, home ownership for too many people in our country now is elusive. You know, gone is the day of everyone thinking they could actually live the American dream.
Kamala was just asked about her policies. She rambled and then said the American dream is gone. She's been in power for 4 years and said the American dream's gone. She just sank her campaign. But that was just the beginning.
How do you go after price gouging without implementing price controls? Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So just to be very...
She had, you could see it in her eyes. She had no idea. She had no idea how to answer this question. Watch her eyes when she was asked this question.
Sank her campaign. But that was just the beginning.
How do you go after price gouging without implementing price controls?
She has no, she's like, I don't know how to answer this question. I don't know how to answer this question.
Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take advantage of the desperation of the American people. Yeah, I'm going to go after them. Yes, I'm going to go after them.
So price controls are still on the table. That's not going to fly in this country. What about trade policy?
Tariffs aren't unique to President Trump. President Biden has tariffs in place. He's actually looking to potentially implement more. Where do you come out on? Is there a good tariff, a bad tariff?
Well, part of it is you don't just throw around the idea of just tariffs across the board. And that's part of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, I'm going to, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious and have a plan, and a real plan that's not just about some talking point ending in an exclamation at a political rally, but actually putting the thought into what will be the return on the investment, what will be the economic impact on every.
Yeah, the billionaire doesn't know about ROI. The billionaire doesn't know about return on investment. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go crazy over these next 40 days listening to this person talk.
Everyday people.
They just asked her what her trade plan was. She never answered and then said Trump doesn't have one. And then never explained what her plan was. Trump's not serious about trade. He's deadly serious. He won a trade war with China, passed the new NAFTA deal, signed new trade deals with South Korea and Japan. He used tariffs to bring countries to the negotiating table. And we had a great economy with no inflation. I don't know if Kamala Harris knows this, but the Biden-Harris administration kept Trump's tariffs on China, then increased them. Kamala was then asked how she's going to help Americans buy homes they can't afford since inflation drove mortgage rates so high.
Some of the work is going to be through what we do in terms of giving benefits and assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars and looking holistically at the connection between that and housing and looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing.
I have no idea what she just said. I have no idea. But it sounds like she's going to print more money.
Dude, does anybody know what she said? Like, this is the thing. She's used to people just nodding their head and going, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, okay, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. You're saying a lot of words and, you know, you're the vice president and you must know what you're talking about. Maybe it's me that just doesn't understand. What?
And give it away. Then Kamala was asked, how's she going to pay for all of these handouts?
Giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share.
But how do you find that line to make sure corporations are paying their fair share, but they're not leaving our country?
Well, listen, I work with a lot of CEOs. I have spent a lot of time with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should pay their fair share.
Again, she didn't answer the question.
What is she talking about?
Even if she raises taxes on everybody, it still won't pay for the trillions she wants to spend. Obama already raised taxes, and the middle class got hammered. Obama raised taxes, and corporations left the country and took their factories with them. That's how Trump got elected. How is she going to stop companies from leaving? Because she knows a bunch of CEOs? Their lobbyists are just going to write loopholes in the bill that she signs. After the interview, Stephanie Ruhle called Harris a dodger.
Here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around if the GOP is controlling.
No shit. So why didn't you follow up? Why didn't you follow up and ask her to clarify? Like, Vice President Harris, I just would like to get a little more clarity because the American people are curious and follow up.
Controlling the Senate. If she can't raise corporate taxes, where is she going to get the money from?
And the interview was just as staged as all of her answers.
Yes.
There's a sander with no sawdust in the back and a ladder in the middle of nowhere. What's that doing there? No idea.
I didn't mean to highlight your comment, but thank you, Coco Noel. So she a sander with no.
Today, Trump in North Carolina is zeroing in on American working men and women. He's been much more disciplined the last week and a half, more upbeat and more focused on the future.
The centerpiece of my plan for a manufacturing renaissance will be a 15% made in America tax rate. I'm imposing tariffs on your competition from foreign countries that have ripped us off.
And that's not about Trump. JMNZZ450. She's talking about cackling Kamala or Comrade Kamala.
Which stole all of your businesses and all of your jobs years ago and took your businesses out so that now they won't be able to compete with North Carolina. All of your furniture makers are going to come back bigger and stronger and better than ever before. This is why people in countries want to kill me. They're not happy
Holy
with
shit.
me. It is. It's a risky business.
Wow.
That's the kind of swagger and attitude
Damn.
from 2016. Remember? Fight for the little guy.
What a
America
Chad.
First dude from.
This is why people in countries want to kill me.
What? What an alpha giga Chad move right there. Holy shit. Based as hell. Wow.
They're not happy with me. It is. It's a risky business.
That's the kind of swagger and attitude from 2016. Remember? Fight for the little guy. America First trade policy that puts money in your pocket and doesn't give foreigners a free ride. The Europeans have a 25% tariff on American whiskey. They have a 10% tariff on American cars. Meanwhile, America lets all the European wine and cars come in here duty-free, while our Navy protects their shipping and our nukes protect their safety. The Europeans don't spend any money on their militaries, so they spend it on lavish social safety nets because we pay to protect them. Your tax dollars. We had this arrangement after World War II because their economies were devastated, so we opened up our market to help them recover, and in exchange created this network of alliances against Soviet communism. But the Cold War is over, and this isn't fair to the American taxpayer or the American worker.
To the workers of this state, when you hear Kamala Harris attack my tariffs today, you wouldn't have anything left in this state if I didn't do what I did. This building would be now shuttered, closed, empty, no jobs, and now it's thriving. Just remember, Kamala's not attacking me. She's attacking your furniture job. She's attacking your communities. She's attacking your factories. And she's trying to send all of those jobs to China with everything else. And we're not going to let that happen.
Kamala Harris is still pushing globalization after it gutted our jobs and factories. So what is exactly the vice president's economic agenda? Massive welfare checks to buy starter homes? It's only going to trigger more inflation and drive home prices higher. She wants to build more homes, but she spent $7 trillion and she only was able to build 7 car chargers.
I don't believe that Kamala Harris knows anything about anything. I believe that she will be another, just like Joe Biden. She's just going to be a figurehead. That's it. This is why we don't know any of her policies, because she doesn't know any of what the policies will be in the Democratic Party when she's president. She knows what she's told. That's it. That's what it is. So, in the idea of their mindset is, when Kamala becomes president, which will not happen, but from the Democratic Party standpoint, she's not going to have any policies. She's just going to be told what policies she's supposed to support once that it happens, because it's going to be Obama's 4th term. It's essentially what it's going to be, in my humble opinion.
I'm going to go with the guy who builds for a living. She wants to tax unrealized gains. That idea was laughed out of the room. She wants price controls, again, laughed out of the room. The rest is your typical tax and spend, San Francisco socialist garbage that doesn't work, never has. After 5 days off, Kamala delivered, as they build it, a big economic speech today. And primetime producers watched it, so I didn't have to. And they told me she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything new, nothing, no new policy, nothing. And the New York Times agreed with Jesse Waters' primetime, saying she revealed little new about her economic pitch. She just came with the same empty slogans.
I call my vision the opportunity economy.
What I imagine and believe and call an opportunity economy.
Developing and creating an opportunity economy. I intend to create an opportunity economy.
Why do we need an opportunity economy if Bidenomics is working? Shouldn't we already have opportunity? Shouldn't she just be running on let's keep going? Well, she is, but she can't say that because everybody knows where we're going is in the wrong direction. Kamala isn't saying how she's going to help. She's just saying she grew up just like you.
I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up a middle-class kid.
I grew up a middle-class kid. I was raised as a middle-class kid.
But how middle class is she? Kamala was raised in Berkeley, California, by parents with PhDs, one of the nicer neighborhoods in San Francisco. She spent her weekends in Palo Alto, went to private schools, lived in a nice little neighborhood in Montreal, took trips to Jamaica, and then once claimed she worked at McDonald's without any evidence.
We don't want to hear Kamala's fake promises, even something like she worked very long and hard hours over French fries at McDonald's. It was a lie. She never worked at McDonald's over the hot French fries. I think I'm going to a McDonald's in 2 weeks, actually, and I'm going to work the French fries because I will have worked longer and harder at McDonald's than she did if I do that even for half an hour.
Even people working at McDonald's were better off under Donald Trump than Biden-Harris. Americans got a $7,000 raise under Trump and haven't gotten a raise since. But the Biden-Harris people are saying America.
If he actually dude, it will be the most viral thing ever. If Trump goes and actually works at a McDonald's for like 10 or 15 minutes serving fries, it will be the greatest thing ever. Holy crap. Do you know how viral that will go? It will be the greatest thing ever. I hope it happens. I hope he does it.
Americans just have a bad memory.
Americans, when you ask the question, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? Many Americans misremember just how bad the economy was 4 years ago and how strong our economic recovery from the pandemic has been.
You know, we're being sick of being told that we don't realize how good we have it. Our memories are shot, crimes down, borders secure. We're sick of it. It's actually making traditional Democrats consider the unthinkable.
Shante Volano Willis isn't sold. Isn't sure the vice president is up to the top job.
I've been a Democrat my entire adult life. This has actually been the first year where I was considering voting Republican.
Her mother isn't happy.
Never thought she'd see a Black person president in her life. She did. Now, Kamala Harris is for president. My mother says she don't care what she does. Let's just get her in there. And I simply don't feel the same.
Kamala's only pretending to fight for you because she knows she's losing you. If she cared, she would have done all the things she's promising to do.
Kamala goes to work every day in the White House. Families are suffering now. So if she has a plan, she should stop grandstanding and do it. Just do it. You have a few months left. Do it.
And there you go. That was a good run from Jesse Waters right there. I like Jesse Waters. I think he does good work. I've always liked him. I met him when I toured the Fox News studios when Neil Cavuto basically ignored Jay, Drunk 3PO, even though Jay wanted to meet Neil Cavuto for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever met another human being who was excited to meet Neil Cavuto. Like, Neil Cavuto sucks, Jay. Jay's like, I want to meet Neil Cavuto. I'm like, why? Why do you want to meet Neil Cavuto? Who the fuck wants to meet Neil Cavuto? It's the weirdest thing ever. But, freaking Jay. So it is random. It's very random, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But hey, it is what it is, right? That hurricane, let me see. Yeah, I want to look at this hurricane really quick so you guys can see what's going on, so you can see what I'm dealing with. But it does look like I don't think this thing is going to hit me. I am going to just barely miss this hurricane. So this is let's see. So that's the previously recorded advisory. But I am so close to the edge. So I'm on the opposite side of Panama City. So you see where it says Panama City right there? I am on the opposite side of Panama City. And that is, and it's going to barely miss me. It looks like. So yeah, you see the track right there? It's going to barely miss me. Even the outer bands are going to barely miss me. So that is wild. That's crazy that it's going to be that close. But for anybody who's in the path of that hurricane, I highly, highly recommend you get ready, because that thing is going to be a beast. That thing's going to be a beast. All right, super chat time. And we got Ricky M. I got Ricky M. super chat that I missed, and I apologize. But he says, sure, Biden received money from China, Ukraine is bad, but both Dems and Republicans received money from Israel from your tax dollars. Isn't that bad? Israel isn't your ally. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't like Democrats or Republicans, so I think they're all, generally speaking, pieces of shit. But when I'm constantly told by Democrats and Republicans that China bad, but they're actually taking money, I think that's the problem. I don't really hear people. I don't hear Democrats saying like, or Republicans. I don't hear politicians in general saying Israel bad, but give me money. So at least that from that perspective, it's not a problem. But when they're constantly saying China bad, and I love how Russia is the worst thing in the world, apparently, but we're not supposed to discriminate against people according to politically correct politicians. But when they say we're not supposed to discriminate, suddenly, but it's okay to blame literally every problem that's ever happened on Russia. And I'm like, that kind of goes against your whole, like, don't judge people and don't like focus in on specific regions. Doesn't that kind of contradict your point? Everything's Russia's fault, apparently. It's fucking weird, man. But ultimately, thank you. I'm sorry, Ricky M, that I missed that one, though. Fantastic Mr. Knox says Linda Carter is a dead ringer as drunk Pelosi. John Doe says, please react to Trump's recent rallies on Right Side Broadcasting. A vote for Kamala is a vote for unaffordable groceries, unaffordable housing, high crimes, and World War III. Where are we at? Elwing's Secret Garden says, I never thought anything could make Batman look lame, but I stand corrected. Those Crocs are hideous. Troy News says, that's what pisses me off the most. Our allies don't fund their own defense. We do. Then they brag about their social programs and mock us. Then they impose tariffs on us. Fuck all those freeloaders. I mean, ultimately, and I've played this 1,000 times, but it's like this is whatever. This is my politics right here. Whatever this is my politics. So here you go. I've played this enough. I'll do it again. Is this it? Here we go, right here. So this is my politics right here. Okay, here we go.
I have been very, very direct with Secretary Stoltenberg and members of the alliance in saying that NATO members must finally contribute their fair share and meet their financial obligations. But 23 of the 28 member nations are still not paying what they should be paying and what they are supposed to be paying for their defense. This is not fair to the people and taxpayers of the United States. And many of these nations owe massive amounts of money from past years and not paying in those past years. Over the last 8 years, the United States spent more on defense than all other NATO countries combined. If all NATO members had spent just 2% of their GDP on defense last year, we would have had another $119 billion for our collective defense and for the financing of additional NATO reserves.
I love that clip so fucking much. I need to download it and just put it right there. So that's my politics right there. Okay, that's my politics. And that's why they hate him. They fucking hate his guts because he's willing to go over there and tell them exactly what the fuck is up. And that's why people like Donald Trump. So why does it not say live anymore on my Twitter? Am I still live on Twitter? Because it doesn't say live anymore. That's weird. So, oh well, either way, it doesn't matter. Okay. But yeah, there you go, Troy News. Appreciate the super chat. Let me get over here to Rumble, see how my Rumble peeps are doing. Texas Spy Historian becomes a monthly supporter. Thank you. I appreciate the support on Rumble as always. Lord of the Reese's New York Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on a federal corruption investigation. Mar Millen says, still agree that Gary deserves to be back in jail for that crime. Vault 95 says, the Fig is live and one of the best shows to have on during my evening gaming. Hail CobraCast. I forgive you from last night. Anyway, playing Mercenaries 2, World in Flames, and having a blast. Hell yeah. That's what's up. By the way, I got to show you guys, we always celebrate this. And I've asked you guys, like, should I talk about this? Is this being, should I show this? And the poll was overwhelmingly yes. Anytime you want, show this, because this is not about me. This is about you guys. But trying to see if I can get this pulled up. But yesterday was a good day. If my internet's been having problems across the board lately. So here we go. Okay, so in the United States of America yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, look who number one was. Number one in the United States of America, CobraCast 199. And that's because of you, okay? Holy shit. Number one in the US. Now, I haven't looked to see where I ranked in the world. Where did we rank in the world? Worldwide? See how slow it's moving? Worldwide, we were number 5 in the world. Are you kidding me? Number 5 in the world. That's insane. Number 5 in the entire world. So there. That's a testament to all of you. That has nothing to do with me. So thank you. I really appreciate it. In terms of dark mode, I took the dark reader that I had because so StreamYard's just implemented a dark mode, and so I did take off the dark reader that I had that applied to all of the other websites that I go to. So yes, some of these websites that don't have a dark mode, I 100% I am against light mode. Okay, I am not racist. All right, I stand with dark mode all the time. I do not like when sites have light mode. It's the worst thing ever. And I'll be honest with you, I judge other YouTubers that don't have dark mode implemented. If somebody shares their YouTube screen or their Twitter screen and they don't have dark mode, I'm unsubbing on the spot. That is a straight up unsub moment right there if you don't have dark theme. It is a terrible decision, and that right there crosses the line. All right? So that might be a reason to report somebody to Team YouTube. That might be. I will. Sorrows explain. If you ever want to report me because I didn't have dark mode on, if I ever do that on Twitter or YouTube, that might be your only justification to false flag me to Team YouTube. That would be the only way you would be justified. And I wouldn't even fight it. I'd be like, they got a case, bro. They have a case. If I'm using light mode, they have a case. So. Let's see here. Johnny Whiskins says, Jeremy, you and Tommy Tron should totally do Retro Gaming Expo in Portland someday. There's so many developers to meet and talk about the stuff they gave us. Do you know Nolan Bushnell? I've heard the name. It doesn't pop out at me, though. I'm not sure who it is. But I have heard the name. The voice of Leo from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be there. The original cast of Mortal Kombat Arcade, Resident Evil is there too. And get this, Jeff Liebengood as Guile from Street Fighter movie. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Big Daddy 94945 says, hey, Jeremy Prime, I just posted a tweet with the clip from Geeks and Gamers. I tagged you. Let me know if that's acceptable. I'll remove it. If not, oh yeah, you're gay. No, you absolutely can. You guys can absolutely use our content, post it to social media and everything like that. I have no problem with people using our content. Sometimes, I've seen a couple of the clips channels. I'm not going to call any names out, but some people are uploading 1.5-hour long clips of main event. I don't think that's acceptable. I'm not going to flag anybody or anything. I'm just politely saying uploading 1.5 hours of our content unedited is a little too much. That's a little too much, I think. Moments and clips and all of that, though, utilize that for your own content for sure. I have no problem with that. 1.5 hours of content unedited, that's a little much. Texas spy historian says, hey, does anyone know if the SKS weapon system metal with folding stock is illegal in the U.S. or certain states? Asking for a friend. I'm sure the chat will be able to help you out with that one. Let's see here. JD Corey says, you said on Twitter and Twitter fight. It's not Twitter, it's X. Pay up. I just dropped 50, get the memberships. But I listen, I said that, like, look, I try to call it X when I can. But it's just Twitter, okay? It's just Twitter. It really is. Texas spy historian says, what is the penalty for election campaign finance violations? It's a slap on the wrist and in no way comparable of Trump's legal battles of being hunted to death. 100% on that one. 100%. Unique Breakfast Taco says, Gut has faults. We are all imperfect. Thank you for the 5. Big Daddy says, Jeremy covering the Geeks and Nerd stream made me realize I'd want him in a foxhole with me because he's willing to hunker down in the shit and get things done. Oh, yeah, Jeremy. Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay? Who says I'm gay? Honda Vario Life says, Eric Adams indicted. Yep, we covered that earlier. Fixie Clary says, I remember back when Obama said that the Republicans were becoming the minority party in the country. Oh, really? Eric K says, California for Trump and Garvey. Cerberus says, do not trust those numbers. How many Dems are still registered Republicans to vote against Trump in the primary? Get out and vote. I agree completely. Coastal Girl says, first time ever sending a super chat. Will the Halloween IDOT shirt be available through the 1st or ends on the 1st? Love you guys. Keep me sane. Are you still here? Coastal Girl, you do not have to super chat, but are you still here so I can answer your question? Eric or Jessica, let me know if Coastal Girl is still here so I can answer her question. Fantastic Mr. Knox says that the Dems and the Romans have something in common. They stab each other in the back when things don't work out. So much for the Dems being the party of love. I'm looking in the chat to see if she's still here. Coastal Girl is still here. All right, cool. Okay, so will the Halloween IDOT shirt be available through the 1st or ends on the 1st? I think we're ending it midnight on the 1st. So you'll have all day on the 1st. And what day is the 1st on? So the 1st is on a Tuesday. Yes. So it will end on Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you're curious, this is what she's talking about right here. The IDOT Halloween shirt over on 221B Tactical. If you have not, feel free to go over there right now. Links are in the pinned post right there from Eric K. And those will be available till October 1st. So yeah, 11:59. So basically midnight on the 1st is essentially when they will end. So and if you got it, if you are like up against it and you need a little more time, just reach out to him directly. I'm sure we can work something out. That shouldn't be a problem at all. So Nandy says 100%. I don't believe many of Eric Adams' BS, but a show that shows that the DOJ and FBI are neutral. Yep, that's right. Arclight says, did you get your Trump coin? I didn't get my Trump coin. Slane Hope says, Israel propaganda, you need to narrow that down. Can we just agree to stop the dying, no more deaths? That's Trump's policy. Eric K says, NYC and Chicago are bitching, getting a few small towns are getting 25% to 100% population growth. NYC, they could care less when it was not them. Slane Hope says, it doesn't matter who's trying to snuff Trump. The deep state will choose who to blame, just like they blamed Iraq for 9/11. How quickly people forget. Stevie I am says, Adams loves migrants till they affected him. Troy News says, the Democrats should rebrand themselves as the WFA party, waste, fraud, and abuse. I agree with Beardo, says Jeremy has an only gays account. Coco Noel says, for Elvis and Tupac. Nick Brown says, Kamala, an alcoholic who used to smoke with Tupac after her shift at McDonald's. That's true. Didn't she say that Tupac was her favorite living rapper? Didn't she say that? Am I wrong about that? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Kamala Harris says Tupac was her favorite living rapper. I think she said that recently, like in the past couple of years. She did say that. God, what an idiot, man. Tupac died in 96. Tupac died in 96. God, this is crazy, bro. Absolutely insane. Genius Anus says wheat has 10 heads, 10 legs, 9 arms, and sucks. Def Leppard. What has 10 heads, 10 heads, 10 legs, 9 arms, and sucks? Def Leppard. Def Leppard's awesome, man. Def Leppard's awesome. Let's see. She knows he's still alive. Foosball fan says Tim Wall's coach, mechanic, war vet. Get on his level. Ouija Zone says, I miss Kurt. Dude was way ahead of his time. Meaning Kurt Cobain, maybe? Let's see. Eric K says Jeremy moved to Florida to be closer to Ricky Martin. Warbreer says you have plenty of gay takes. Your Creed take is not one of them. Well, look at there. You know, it's nice to actually have a take that people don't call me gay for. Okay. So I guess I'm okay with that one. Creed is dude, that first album is a banger. Okay. Grant Potato says Gary deserves nothing after what he put us through yesterday. Chad Late says thanks for the brain bleed from last night. Thank you, Chad. CJ says who's taken out of context more, Hugh, Ryan, or Donald Trump? Trump, not even close. You could combine me, Ryan, and Gary, and Donald Trump is still going to beat us by 10 miles. So it is 100% Trump, not even close. Let's see. Chad says Michigan and stuck with Whitmer. Love Trump in the UP. Thank you. Ministry of Wrong Thing says rock out with your crock out plus socks. Okay, let's make something clear, okay? Because I'm a respectable person, okay? I'm a respectable person. And I don't wear socks with Crocs because I actually have a little class about myself, okay? So no socks with the Crocs because I actually am a man of culture and a man of class. So no socks with my Crocs, okay? So there you go. I'm a man of culture, all right? You know, I would never walk into the Dollar General with socks and Crocs. You only go to the Dollar General classy with no socks and Crocs. Okay, that's it. Objectively a cat says, I hear Diddy and Sam Bankman-Fried are cellmates. I did hear that. Dr. Seuss. That did sound like a Dr. Seuss. Holy shit. John Goetz is confirmed. It came up with camo Crocs and she jumped me. See there? Sydney Sweeney loves camo Crocs. Okay. Dudes, that's all you got to do is get you some camo Crocs, and Sydney Sweeney is going to be all about it. Borg Pork says, check out the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees Crocs. Those sound cool. Phantasmus Knox says, Macca's is what Aussies call McDonald's. Got you. Okay. Got you. All right. Let's see. Slain Hope says, NYC mayors have been indicted on federal crime charges. Nandy says, I have dreamed for Titanfall 3. I guess I'm Cammy. Sorry. Sorry, 199. I miss Titanfall so much. I really do. Danky has some Dr. Seuss work to do. Right, the guy says, I have a theory. I think Tardo might actually be Kamala in disguise. Lock it in. Yay. Slain Hope says, Eric Adams, first New York City mayor indicted while in office. Maddening with the 1 D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Coco Noel says, you're my boys and I love you all. Thank you. Gundam Wing Zero says, new member. Thank you. Slain Hope says, BS Dems have been saying fair share for decades. Scotty says, she's a moron trying to sound smart, but it just sounds like a retard. Right, the guy says, and yet no one knows what an opportunity economy is. Not even Kamala knows. They are empty words. Chartard. Don't forget Stevie Ray Vaughan. Lelouch Lives says, my family didn't own slaves, unlike Kamala's family. Baked Ewok says, t-shirt idea, Trump fries. Slain Hope says, nobody red pills more Democrats than Democrats. Coalesce says, have you seen Freedom Tunes' version of their Eating the Dog song? I haven't, but Freedom Tunes does a great job for sure. They absolutely do a great job. Keep saying Twitter, more member drops. Oof. Evans says, heading your way in the morning, getting away from PC. Yeah, man, be careful. Be careful. Sergio Garcia, have you played the video that Benny Johnson on X? What video of Benny Johnson? I don't think I've seen that one. Let me see what Benny's got going on. Benny Johnson, my boy Benny. Let's see here. I see a few videos of like Ivanka. He's played some. Is this it? How Starlink saved today's show? Let's play that one. Let's see what Benny's got going on. Here we go.
Elon Musk and Starlink technology saved our show today. Story time. I broadcast out of Tampa, Florida. There is an inbound hurricane. There were horrific technical outages for our internet service provider today, and we couldn't get the show going. The show would collapse every single time we tried to live stream. Now, we love live streaming from the studio. We love
the Trump office. Okay, I'll look for that one next.
So we went up to the rooftop of the building and set up our Starlink for the first time. And we ran a long Ethernet cable from the Starlink, 150-foot cable from the Starlink into, you can see it right here, down the hall and into our setup.
I'm curious about something, and maybe you guys can help me out. So you know how, and I know some of you don't know who it is, but real IRL streamers like iShowSpeed and some of these other people, like, how the hell do they, what type of internet, do they have Starlink? What do they have where they have a consistent internet connection at all times? I'm curious what they have, because I want it for when we are on road trips and we can just live stream everywhere we go. But I don't know what they have. If it's Starlink, then I'll look into it. Like, can you have it in your backpack or something? Like, I don't know what they have where they just have a solid connection everywhere they go. So I'm just curious what they have.
And boom.
It's magic, Jeremy.
In the midst of massive hurricane power outages and internet collapsing, nobody able to work, the entire building empty, entire studio empty, but we were up and running because of Starlink. We were able to go live. We were able to record all of our content. We were able to do Zoom calls, get everything done that we needed to get done today. We're able to operate like fully in the midst of an incoming hurricane, thanks to Starlink and Elon Musk. So, Elon Musk, thank you for keeping us online.
Dude, Elon is like, this dude is just next fucking level, man. Like, Elon is just next fucking level. It's crazy how much he's, so you said the Trump, I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here. Sergio Garcia. You said the Trump what? Something? What am I looking for on Benny's timeline? I don't know. Oh, did Joe Biden? Wait, Joe Biden went on The View? Holy shit, I missed that. I missed this. What?
Did you feel that your hand was forced, and what is your relationship with Speaker Pelosi now?
Our relationship is fine. Look, I never fully believed the assertions that somehow there was this overwhelming reluctance of my running again. I didn't sense that. Mm-hmm. And although the polling, as I said, Biden's polling was different, the fact of the matter is my polling was about, we're always within range of beating this guy.
Yeah.
And, what I did was, I think there were, it makes sense. There were some folks who would like to see me step aside so they have a chance to move on. I get that. That's just human nature. But that wasn't the reason that I stepped down. I stepped down because I started thinking about it. You know, it's hard to think of, I know you're only 30, but it's hard to think of, it's hard for me to even say how old I am.
Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? This is what a joke. What an absolute joke. Yeah, I don't know exactly, Sergio. I'll look and see if I can find what you're talking about. L Wings Secret Garden says, Jeremy, no matter how you wear your Crocs, you are still a homosexual man. Ouija Zone says, yes, I meant Cobain. Sorry, never heard a Nirvana song I didn't like. Yeah, Nirvana's great. Nirvana's great. No doubt about that. Fantastic Stock says, I will wear Crocs, but fear of holes, no joke. I respect that. Z Herb with 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Gifty's flying tonight. The state of play might have been flawed. Let's see. All I'm going to say is that is it had an announcement for Stellar Blade photo mode. We at least got one big fat W. Yeah, it was a pretty big disaster overall. Thank you for the gifted memberships, man. I appreciate that. John says, I'm from Fairhope, Alabama, and migrants, the migrants that may be coming here scare me. Over 1,000 migrants may be coming to town of 20K. Really? I'm familiar with Fairhope. The doctor's office says Eric Adams wanted this illegal immigrant crisis all along just to get more funds for his and Hochul's greedy pockets. They both need to be booted out. Joey says, Jeremy, keep kicking ass. Stay safe with the hurricane. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Over on Rumble, where is it at? Where did I leave off? JD Corey says, you go after Deep State and Deep State responds. Adams is saying he's getting Trump treatment and it is a black man. Texas Spy Historian says, you deserve a tip, sir. I enjoy you calling that guy out. This is exciting. Nice sources. Battle. Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering level battle here. Cobra Prime wins. I just talk shit, man. So, let's see. Bronsonite says the feds want blackmail to force Adams to indict and probably do worse to Trump in Rikers Island. They want the arrest and they want him dead, and they had to force the guy more than likely. Let's see. Yes, Dan the man. I always notice you. Bronsonite says, been told directly by insiders in NYC, Leo Adams was promoted illegitimately in the police department. EEO boosted, couldn't pass some tests. Texas Spy Historian says, Jeremy, did you watch The Light of Mordor yet? It's a fusion of 1984 and Lord of the Rings. Really? Where's that at? On YouTube? Enoch says, every day I think that Israel politics is asshole. I just want the, I don't know if you're trying to say there, POTATUS or Kumala, and remember that American politics is the role model. Lord of the Rings says, John Ward did a video on the Pennsylvania thing. Let's see. Mr. Gentleman says, I predict that because in 2020 the media ignored the Biden laptop, Trump will instead rapid fire a ton of October surprises, one after the other, to get one to stick. It's going to be wild. Texas Spy Historian says, cackling comrade Kamala. Let's see. And Eric K says, Jeremy's Crocs are a little less gay than his Uggs with the sparkling crystals. You know, I've never tried on Uggs. Even when Tom Brady was promoting the Uggs, I've never tried on Uggs because as an alpha male Croc wearer, Uggs are gay. Okay. As an alpha male Croc wearer, Uggs are really gay, and I would never wear those because only alpha males wear Crocs. Okay, that's just the bottom line there. So. Oh man, fucking hell, freaking unbelievable how retarded I am half the time. But it is what it is. Okay, so I wanted to see if there was one more thing. So obviously, listen, everybody's responding on Twitter to people need to do the slightest bit of research, okay, before responding to like every freaking quote tweet. Like they quote tweet the Elon parody account, okay? So this Elon Musk parody account basically said that he's going to buy Infowars, and a lot of people freaked out over it, okay? Like, look at the amount of people that responded to this, okay? Now, some people believe that this is Elon Musk and it's his way of saying things that he can't say otherwise. I've heard that theory out there, okay? But this is the Elon Musk parody account, and right here, judge orders auction of Alex Jones Infowars to pay for legal damages to Sandy Hook families. Jones' life's work. Infowars will be sold to the highest bidder and liquidated. Okay. The Elon Musk parody account says, I have the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible. Should I? That doesn't sound like Elon Musk at all. This tweet has 117,000 likes, okay? I've seen everybody responding to this shit. Every fucking body has been saying, get him, Elon. And I'm like, that's not Elon. It's not Elon, man. At least I don't think it's Elon. I don't think that's Elon at all. But everybody's responding to it. because it looks like it when you just read it. But then sometimes that parody part gets cut off. And I've almost fallen for it a couple times too. With that said, I have to imagine something's going to happen. Somebody like, I don't know what are they said? Lost Tales, are you still in the chat over on Rumble? Do we know what the value of Infowars is supposed to be? Do we have like an idea of what they claim the value is? Because Joe Rogan responded to it too. Holy shit. Do we know what they claim the value of Infowars is? I'm curious what they think it's going to sell as. Is it $1 billion company? I don't know. I got like 20 Elons following me, says Proven 22. You think he is? Lost Tales will probably know. And I'm not asking what you think the value of it is. I'm asking what are the numbers that they're throwing out there as to what the value of it is. Pretty sure it's 1 billion, says Lost Tales. Okay, so $1 billion. Okay. Somebody in the chat says 1.2 billion. So we're right in that ballpark. I have to imagine that somebody's gonna have to try to put this together, man. What has happened to Alex Jones is absolutely the most horrible thing. They treat him like he actually did something wrong in terms of like that he pulled the trigger. That's how they've treated Alex Jones. They treated this man like he did it. It's crazy what they've put this man through. It's crazy. It makes no fucking sense. So it's crazy. $1 billion though, that's a lot of money, man. I don't know if it'd be valued at $1 billion. That's a lot of money. If I was to guess, I would guess it's probably worth $300,000 to $500,000 at tops. $300,000 to $500,000 is what I would guess it's probably would be valued as. Although that's with Alex Jones running it. I don't know what it's worth without Alex Jones. What is it worth without Alex Jones? That's the real question. Because that's the value. Alex Jones is the value. You know what I mean? So anyway, I wanted to make a note that was something I'd seen going around. And yeah, everybody was responding to that tweet. Everybody. And I'm like, dude, this Elon parody account is on point, man. He's got everybody. Foosball fan says, Walls is dropping out to coach the Cleveland Browns. Haas von Butterdutch says, do you also wear Crocs? Or do you also wear cutoff Daisy Dukes while wearing your gay Crocs? No, I do not. All right, so we are going to wrap this up here pretty soon. We've had a great CobraCast. We are going to continue live streaming very often right now. We are in the final stretch of, the political season. We've got about 5 or 6 weeks to go. I want to remind everybody that you can go over to 221B Tactical and you can get your IDOT shirt. Please go over there and check it out. We've moved quite a few, okay? And I hope that we can, hit, I'm hoping we can double the amount that we have sold at this point, and that would be a really good thing if we had. So whether you want the hoodie or the t-shirt, the Halloween shirt for Geeks and Gamers, IDOT, Rise of the IDOTs is over there. Link is in the description. So I did, Eric K. Holy shit, calm down. I already fucking read it. Eric K losing his fucking mind. So go over there, check it out if you are interested, and hopefully you are. Trump, let's see. Keenan says, I like House of Cards. Well, House of Cards is great. House of Cards is a phenomenal show until you get to the final season. Once you get to the final season, you should just stop because there's really no point in watching it past then. But if you actually want to get like a feel and a vibe for what the political world is like, House of Cards, those first few seasons are fucking phenomenal. They're absolutely incredible. What's Trump posting? Okay, let's go over Trump's timeline. What's Trump posting? All right, let's see. Here we go.
We just need to move past the failed policies that we have proven don't work.
Trump said, I couldn't agree more.
We just need to move past the failed policies that we have proven don't work.
Well, thanks, Kamala. All right. How much more you're paying under Kamala Harris?
Is working. It's a term we're very proud of, I must tell you, because Bidenomics is working. It's working. Bidenomics. Bidenomics. And Bidenomics is working. All of this is part of our blueprint together for what America can be. This is Bidenomics. Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics.
Dude, she is awful. She is truly horrible, man. She really is. There he was today. I didn't get a chance to watch that one, but yeah, it's crazy that he's been tweeting so much, man. I'm glad he has been too. It's great to see him back. I want to see mean tweets. I want to see him calling people out. Like his Barney Frank tweet. Freaking phenomenal, man. So it's good to have him back on Twitter. Okay, so we got Geeks and Gamer stuff. I got to make videos. I got to get videos ready for that channel. I uploaded a condensed version of last night's stream, so you guys can go check that out if you're interested. Shout out to Danky for getting that edited together. And we got to get some work done. Slain Hope says, without Alex, it's only worth the price of property. Yeah, I mean, it really does. It really does have no value without Alex Jones. Texas Spy Historian says, that's the link for the Light of Mordor on Rumble that Jeremy asked for. All right, thank you, man. I appreciate that. But it's been a great night, as always, and I really appreciate you. You guys are the best. I don't know why you support me the way you do. I'm not sure why, but I do appreciate it. Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. Again, go get your IDOT shirt if you're interested, and or your hoodie, whatever you prefer. And I really do appreciate it. So Trump 2024, we only got 40-something days left, and just prepare for craziness. Make sure you got notifications turned on, because I could be going live at any moment, depending on some crazy story that drops. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Rumble, follow me on Kick, and of course, have your notifications turned on here on this channel, because you never know when I'm going to go live. I'm not sure I'm going to completely stick to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday normal template that I have right now, because things are just going to be so sporadic right now. So we're just going to have to see how it all goes, because we're looking at unpredictable stuff for these next 4 to 6 weeks. And then after that, who knows what's going to happen after November 5th, because after Trump wins, because he will win, they're going to destroy this country. I am terrified of what they might actually do after this man wins. So it's not going to be over. It's not even going to be close to being over. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great evening. And I will end on YouTube, and I'll give you Rumble and Kick and X. I will give you the Sabaton outro just as a token of appreciation. Okay? Just as a token of appreciation. Let's see. Hang on. Bennis says this channel dies. Bennis, I am a phenomenal grifter. Okay. So if you think that this channel dies when politics dies down, Bennis, you haven't been paying attention to me, bro. Just like you. I just highlighted your comment, and I'm going to get somebody to send me a super chat. Just off of you, like just off of you. There's one that just came in right there. Bennis, $10 just for you, buddy. Okay. I know how to grift. I saw your comment, and I'm like, I can highlight this comment, and I can make money off of this loser right here, right now. Okay. Because that's what we do. All right. So come in here and talk shit. I'm just going to make money. Okay. So that's all. Mitchell says, I'm a truck driver, and I drive between California, Oregon, and Washington, and I watch live streams all the time unless I am in a national forest. Service is great with T-Mobile house internet. Hail. First of all, respect to the working man, the truck driving working man. We greatly appreciate the truck driving working man. Let me explain something to all of you. If you're driving on the interstate, get the fuck out of the left lane and let the working man drive past, okay? The left lane is for passing. Get the fuck out of the way if you're not passing. And if there's a truck driver, flash your lights, let him know he can move over. Sometimes, because of these crazy idiots on the road, the truck drivers don't know what they're doing in terms of like, are they going to move over? Is somebody behind me? Has some idiot just zapped around me? Is somebody... Respect the truck driving working man, okay? It's that simple. And get the fuck out of the left lane if you're not passing. Swig of water. Let's see. Should call him Little Bennis. I feel like Bennis is actually a fan of the channel. I've seen Bennis before. Bennis, are you actually a fan? I feel like you are. Am I wrong about that? You've been here before. Bennis, are you a fan? Let us know. Fubi says, my wife wanted me to super chat you to tell you to stay safe during the hurricane. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Bennis is a regular. Yeah, I figured. I'm here like every day. See, Bennis, you know what? You know what? If I mistakenly called Bennis out, do you know what? I'll drop 10 more gifted memberships. I'm dropping 10 more. I called out Bennis, and he's a fan. Here we go. 10 more gifted memberships. Hang on. Let's go. Here we go. 10 more gifted memberships since I called out Bennis. Here we go. All right, hang on. I got to try not to do that. I'll lose money when I do that, okay? I wonder if Bennis gets one. Will Bennis get one? This will be so good if Bennis gets one. Let's see. I'm looking. Donut Lord got one. Hang on. Let's see. Johnny's got one. Quentin got one. Mike MC got one. Dan the Man got one. TZ Burton got one. William Wells got one. Candy Phillips got one. Jose Taco got one. Who else got one? Chicken Genius got one. Tweeted Tone got one. Bennis didn't get one. Damn it. Bennis got one? No shit. Holy shit. Bennis got one. Let's go. Perfect ending to the story. Bennis got one. All right, there we go. Oh man, now I feel bad because there's people that didn't get one. I always hate when there's people that didn't get them. So, but at least Bennis got one. All right. When Bennis gets one, we all get one. All right, rigged. VHS capture says rigged. Man, that's good stuff. But I I wish I could do that on Rumble. Give me gifted memberships on Rumble, and I could do it on Rumble. Okay. But there you go. So that was me. Tweeted Tone got one, which is a mistake. We should never have Tweeted Tone have the ability to use emojis or be highlighted in the chat. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hail to Bennis. And I got to stop calling people out that are fans and mistaking because it just cost me every time. So, but thank you guys. All right, so we're going to end on YouTube. I'm going to go to the ending screen on YouTube, and then I'll pop back in on Rumble, Kick, and Twitter or X, and I will play the Sabaton outro. So Trump 2024. I love you all. Have a great evening, and we will talk to all. Oh, Johnny says Bennis got a membership plus a Benel yeast infection. What's up, Johnny's? And you got one too, didn't you? I think Johnny's got one too. But Trump 2024. See you tomorrow for Geeks and Gamers Daily. We will talk to all of you later. I'll see you in a few Rumble, Kick, and X in just a minute.